Coach, whenever you're ready, we'll start with the statement, then open up for questions.
Yeah, certainly glad to get the road sweep that we came and hunted. It would, especially when you don't play your best, to be able to not play your best and to still win a convincing battle, is testament to the work these guys have put in. I think there are some takeaways that we will learn from, in moments where there's some kind of slow ebbs to the game. What does that on-court leadership look like? But these guys, they when they move the ball and when they play with confidence with one another, they're really hard to guard, and there were elements of that for sure. Fun to play against a really elite post player. You got two pros going back to back. Pretty fun for the fans to get a chance to see that. And one of them's here with me right now.
Questions.
Yeah, it feels like for this team to hit its ceiling, it needs to get consistent three-point shooting, and obviously you got that today. How important is that for this team?
Yeah, anytime you make open shots, you're a better offense. I think we've got good shooters that have been, have been inconsistent at times. But the good shots are usually a function of how we play offense, and when that goes well, we usually shoot well. But yeah, it's great when we can make shots.
For both of you, can you talk about that battle inside between Maria and Phi? I mean, it seemed like a lot of it's just another game with a lot of physical play and not many fouls called. Particularly Maria, can you talk about that matchup? I mean, you guys both really stopped each other on the defensive end.
Yeah, definitely. It was fun, playing against a really good post player. We don't see that much in the conference, so playing against her was good. Definitely got a lot of experience there. I would say like defensively, I had a big assignment, so that's where I kind of stepped in, knowing I had to go rebound, knowing she was their leading rebounder, a scorer, and in blocks. So knowing that going into the game, knowing I had to, be there defensively rather than more offensively, and just being there for whatever the team needs.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I mean, that's what I would say. Yeah, I think Maria's a feature post for us. And, she showed that she's a two-way post, defended really well, rebounded really well. I think she had 10 at half. And of course, if I had played her more in the second half, she might have had 20. So, great outing for her.
Uh, what about Lexy really finding the rhythm the last couple of games? Obviously, she got more open shots the previous game than today, but she's really getting in a rhythm. What have you seen from her?
Her teammates doing a better job of finding her. We get to make decisions when the ball's in our hands, and we're doing a little bit better job with our decision making to find the windows when she's open. She's a knockdown shooter when she has time and space, and I give a lot of credit to her teammates because we sort of expect her and Laney to shoot well, but her teammates are making better decisions and getting her open.
Coach, this is you guys' best start in conference play since 2014. Can you guys kind of just talk about like how important that is kind of going forward into more conference play?
Yeah, well, I mean, I like this team a lot, and so I hold them to a really high standard, and they keep meeting it. Today we didn't feel like we played our best, and I think they will get better from it, actually, if they choose to. But it's a really tough league. Any win in this league is one we're proud of. And we've got a lot more season to play, right? But we have good individual players that have gotten better in their time, and so you're watching. Maria is one of the most improved players in the country. And if she hadn't have been, we wouldn't be as good, right? So the individual players have put in the work, and then they're learning and understanding how to play to each other's strengths to be a really good team. So yeah, we're thrilled. We know it's not over yet, though. We just got to keep stacking them.
Uh, could you talk about the offense? Obviously, you had some issues offensively, like 6 of 23 on layups, I believe, 13 turnovers. Obviously, they kept on changing defenses, which may have thrown you off. But what do you think was causing the issues offensively?
Well, we had 10 turnovers in the first half, so that's not good, right? And there's some carelessness there that one turnover doesn't it shouldn't lead to two and three, and for us it does. We sort of treat each play like it's a new play as opposed to recognizing the possession that happened before it. That's the growth that this team has to make. And then the missed layups. I mean, I don't know what better shot is the first shot you make. I can almost guarantee the first shot every one of these kids made was a layup. And so it's concentration, it's valuing the shot, and if it's not a great shot for us, then playing in out more. But yeah, the missed layups are certainly not going to get it done. So we've got to look at them and determine, are they target issues or are they forces? And we gotta make a discrepancy there.
Any other questions?
Can you speak to Laney's game? I mean, the 13 points, 3 3-pointers, but 5 rebounds as well.
Yeah, we asked the guards to get into it. With India had not 8, and and then you got Laney with 5, and you got some guys with 3. Both, Laney is a great example of confidence within the work you put in. Kid puts in a lot of work, so she believes in herself, right? And then I know some people struggle with confidence at times, and that's kind of on you, right? Like you put the work in, then you got to believe in yourself, and she's a great example of that. And so she's incredibly coachable. She literally wants to do whatever this team needs her to do, and she'll put the work in, and then she'll trust her work when it comes to be game time.
And did Trey make the trip?
Trey did not make the trip. No, she got treatment today again. You'll see her again this week.
And then Maria, can you speak to when how that helps you when your teammates are making perimeter shots as often as they were today?
Yeah, it helps me out a lot knowing that a lot of the teams previously they would sag off because our three-point shooting wasn't as good. But this year we have shooters, we work on it every day in practice. So knowing for counting on them to hit those shots is really big, especially when their man doesn't have to help down and I can just easily finish over in the basket.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Safe travels.